Okay, good morning everyone again. So here we are with Pixel Painter Challenge. Um, where you left off last time was we had the grid, we had a tile map, and we created a square in it, and then with the script here, um, we would basically duplicate this square object and create the grid ourselves. So um, the plan was to get the tile map, or the plan now is to see if we can get the tile map. Uh, and then use that to create individual tiles instead for rendering, because I think it will also be probably more efficient. So I'm just looking up a couple of. Then I'm actually thinking the grid probably doesn't matter anymore because you have a tile map, and the tile map. Nope, the tile map does not have a size. It has a scale, it has a rotation. Nope, okay. So, prefab, where does the prefab actually come from? Probably doesn't matter. Game object find here, this one. I'm still not really sure how to get the tile map where that one is supposed to come from. And that's a bit my big. So I also said I was gonna use Visual Studio Code as my editor. I haven't been able to set that up. It's pretty busy week, so I am sorry for that. Unity. Hmm. Apparently you. Apparently you just have game objects. So the prefab that you have here is just the object which it's referred to. But so how do I know whether it's of tile map? I have to convert it. Hmm. What I have noticed is that a lot of this visualization, whatever stuff, is actually more done through the visual editor and not so much through scripting. Okay, here is dynamically adding tiles and game objects. Here I see something. Okay, it's loading in the thingy. That's something we have to do as well, probably. Game object find tile map. We're not gonna. Um, start. Yes, but is this actually a 2D tiles? Ah, yeah, you have a tile. Custom rule tile script, rule tile, isometric tile. What the hell is a rule tile? A tile palette, rectangular. Oh my god, that's really nice. But this is not something we can use. I think this seems to be more like to have really random things. So let's see, which tile are we going to use? Not an animated tile, isometric rule tile, hexagon rule tile, rule override tile, advanced and custom rule tile. I think we're just going for the palette. You're saying rectangular palette. 1 1. I'm actually not sure if it's supposed to be 1 1. Maybe. Cell gap 0 0 0. Grid. Can we actually put this in here to see how it would look? Nope. Okay, just delete it, whatever. Static. Cancel. No idea what that means. Tag, untagged. Layer default position. Okay. Rectangle, yes. Okay, so I think this is an asset we can now refer to here. Let's just call it tile. Of course, I could also just see the example. Yes, he also uses the tile palettes, which this is tile. I think this was a tile palette, right? I've created. Yes, a rectangular type palette. And then what does he do? Create new palette. I don't see a create new palette even. Probably that's in an old palette settings. Nope, no, that is the same. Maybe there's here at then create new palette and create palette. I think that's actually not needed. I think it probably does automatically nowadays. Reading level data from a file, that's fine, don't care. Dynamic edit tiles. So this is, I think, probably what? Aha, okay. I think because it's a tile palette, what you're actually supposed to do here is maybe we have to actually add stuff on it, but I'm not sure. Hey, what is this wrong? I was in the tile because I'm pretty sure we should be able to customize the tile as well. Okay, so apparently you have to drag and drop. Or maybe you have to do it in here. Haha, okay, that's the one. Yes. So here you can have position 0, 0. Okay, for the time being, of course, we're only going to have a single tile. I'm not so sure if I want to... Oh, that's really horrible that actually this is my grid. I will have to look into that. Because the grid I put at 0, 0, 0. My cell size is 1, 1, 1. So 0, 0, 0 is literally like where everything comes together. So 1, 1, 1 actually is halfway the grid. I don't really like that. I will have to see how that works. I'm just curious to know how with each of our tile types, but how does it do that? Because it still has tile slash thingy, but I don't have. He creates a palette, but the palette is called a board. So where are his tiles? Grid, north wall, south walls, east wall, west walls, grid lines. In resources, yeah, of course my thingy is a bit messed up. I have tutorial info and stuff and everything in here, which is also a bit weird. I'll just put everything in assets for now. What is going on? Tiles, north wall, but I don't understand where the tiles come from. I mean, like, yes, I would know where it comes from if they were sprites and if they were actually thingy, but like, it seems like he does put them tile grid. Okay, tile slash grid, and what to do as well. I don't care. Do some calculation to see. Okay, so apparently he has a whole tile map for each of the corners. Oh, for each of the edges. Not sure if you really need that. Board size. Tiles, grid. I would really love to know what all of this is. Okay, but yeah, so let's see what we get if we do this. So first we have this. This is tile, and then I would say I remember how to do it. Yes, okay. Oh my god, yes. Okay. So you have here grid tile map. For this I will leave for what it is. So time map, grid tile map, yes. Okay. XI, okay, I don't have XY. That I have to put in the down here. And so this I'm gonna comment. Oh, that's annoying. I really have to fix this. Game objects, this I also don't really need that anymore. And so the game object I also don't need anymore. Tile. just not so sure about this here. Okay, I'm gonna save. Let's see. Where's my debugger again? Here, console. Otherwise, I might have to dive into the code. But so anyway, I remember again how to find codes to get data. I think if you just go to square, I mean the wrong object, layer 1 square. Why is it not part of layer 1? Why do we actually even need a layer? Tile map renderer. Sprite square color. But why is this again a tile? Why do we have a tile map again in here? Apparently, tile map could not be found. Ah, great. I missed an import. Let's see. So scene. So I think we can actually get rid of the square. Maybe keep it for now. But so what I remembered, of course, was that in here, in the renderer script, you can just assign things to it. And why does grid tile map not exist in the public tile map? Grid tile map, it should definitely exist. I mean, why would it not exist? It's here, it's here. The name grid tile map does not exist in current context. It is on line 28, which is not this line. It seems to be this one. What's wrong with my grid tile map? I don't think it was spelled wrong. Grid should also be known. I don't see a problem. And it just crashed. Interesting. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, let's see, did it auto-save stuff or not? Yes, it seems to just save things rather good. Well, maybe of course I just save a lot. That also be. Okay, play. But I think there still is a compiler issue. The variable time of rendered has not been assigned. Yes, I'm aware of that. But it doesn't show up in here. Aha, now it does. Okay. So I can say assets, none. What do you mean none? I don't have to, it has to be here from the scene, the tile map. Yes, of course. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Save. Play. And so now my script should have it. It does. Well, at least I think. But it doesn't render anything, which is weird. Set tile. Great. Probably because you can't load the resource. The resource is wrong. And that's what I'm thinking of. Like, how does that work? I mean, like, I have a tile. So we need some images and sprites. Okay, so yeah, sprites, that's okay, that's fine. Compression, no, I don't care, I don't care. So yes, levels, yes. Creating the boards. So he puts this in the sprites, which I think is rather interesting. Okay, wait. So the sprites is not just an image. I think the sprites is already something he started. Um, okay, so it is. So it is an image. Okay. So yeah, apparently that's how you do it. You do take an image, and then with the image you say, I'm gonna do it for a second. So yeah. So he sees the image as a PNG, whatever, and then here you can, yeah, that's the wrong button, and then you says, you can here say not single, multiple, and then yeah, you can say okay, yeah, and that's how they typically do sprites, huh? Okay, so that's how he does it as well. Yes, multiple, and then you can basically filter mode, point, compression, none. I don't see where compression is, but okay. Same thing. I go to sprite editor. He might. I thought he was able to like show you. I don't wanna. I don't wanna process. I don't wanna max size, resize, format, compression, none here. Apply. Okay, good. So basically, what this means is that this actually now are like 512. But I don't understand how it can be 409, 491. Maybe that's because the edges have been extruded. Nope. How can it be a 498? 498. 512 times 2 should be 1024. So 1024 makes sense. But I don't see how it can be 498 in the other direction. Maybe it's in save. Nope. It is a 498. It even mentions it in the title, which is really weird. Huh. I mean, like, if that's the case, then okay, it doesn't matter. Because typically there should be like an edge. So I'll put this back on 1. Sprite editor. I thought you could actually see the individual sprites here as well, where you could see where the lines are, where the edges are. And then I thought you could also name them. Multiple pixels per unit, yes. Filter modes, okay, yeah, even marked compression, none. See, it says you may also need to open the sprite editor to ensure sprite slice properly. The problem is, I don't see a slicing here. Normally, I would think that he would actually show the individual sprites, but it doesn't. That's why I don't understand. Signal, multiple. See, if you do single, then he can do it, and then he says like, ah, okay, it's just one big one. But then if I go to multiple, and I say apply, then all of a sudden it's gone. And that's because I think the size is not correct. But I would find that weird. Pixels per unit, 512. Can I open this in, yeah, not in photos, but like in edit, edit. This is also the wrong one, I think, because it doesn't mention how many pixels it actually is. I need to open it in Paint. Show Explorer, there I can open it. Okay, so clearly it's not 512, it's 200. How much would that be? 250? Probably not 250. 256 maybe, yeah, it could be 256, yeah. That he actually took as a, yeah, 256. Okay, so he is wrong. Although 256 would still doesn't make any sense, because 256 means 256 still does not make sense with 498. 498 9 by 2, that means 249. 249, what if you do 249 times 4, you end up at 996. So I don't understand what he did. I don't understand what he did with I think what actually might have happened is that by just dragging and dropping it straight from the browser, it might have messed up the actual size. And now I'm looking for it. Where is it? Where is the file? I downloaded it, but where is it downloaded? Here, okay, sprites, I have it. If I say edit on this one, nope, this one is also just 256. See, I don't understand because it can't be 5256 because 256 times 2 would be 512, and it's not 512. It's only 498. He also didn't take. I really don't understand this. How can you make a sprite that is 498 wide? And I think that the extrude edges even means that you take off one of the entire edge. I'm not sure if that's around each sprite or whether that's around the total only. But let's calculate it again. So we have 498. Let's assume 498. Let's assume it's just around the edges. So it means you lose 2. So you have 496 divided by 2 means we 248. I could have done that manually, I guess. Let's assume it is around each sprite. That means you lose 3, but 3 would be a very weird number. 498 minus 3, because you cannot divide it by 2, so that has to be divided by, let's just try 247. Okay, so this sprite is really bad. I'm just gonna delete it. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe it did make sense at some points, but definitely not now. I'm also not sure if he has actually a link to where he has his. I think, yeah, he has. No, he has a link to where you can download the game, but not a link to the thingy. Okay. Okay, so then he says, okay, we create the grid, and then the grid has we need to create 5 tile maps, one for each direction that a wall can face, and one more to hold the grid lines tiles. Why would you have to make one the grid line tiles? Okay, looking at the final result. It's probably to show them on top of each other. And that's something we might have to be doing as well eventually. Okay, but for now, okay, so I understand where the... Okay, so he creates a grid, and I have a single tile map, and he creates 5 tile maps. One for the north walls, one for the south, well, that's not south, but north, east, south, and west walls. And then he also creates one for the grid lines, which is the things in between, which is a bit interesting because I don't think they're actually lines. I think what they probably means is for the squares, but I only have the squares, so that's okay. I only need to have one, so I call it this. I'm gonna delete. I just call it tile map. Yes, that's good. So his grid lines is mine. Okay. Be sure to change the ordering layer for each of the wall tile maps to 1 or something higher, so they will appear above the grid lines. Ordering layer. Okay, so that's not necessary because we only have one. So that's what I'm saying. He has the separate tile maps for the edge, the borders, and of course he wants to show them above the grid lines, the grid lines more being the squares. Then he creates the tile palette, but he might actually also do it here to the object tile. There's no tile palette in here, so that doesn't make any sense. Okay, and it actually says window. He creates it through the window. Who the hell creates stuff through the window? Tile palette. Okay, what the hell? That's a whole different. Aha. Okay. Oh. Okay. 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 Oh, so this is different. This is different. Okay. Now what? Close it? Huh? I have no idea what I just did. To the tile palette. Yeah, that opens this. Yeah. Tile map. Tile. Ah. Okay. So yeah, here. Okay. Okay. That doesn't. Okay. Okay. I understand. I understand. So basically, you would have to say create new palette here. I don't have to do it because you already have the tile. The tile being this palette, yes, which I have. So that's okay. So it's okay. He calls it board. I don't need to have. I don't call it board. I just call it tile. But so I still don't know where his resources come from. Resources.load tile tiles.grid. I can only imagine that he named the earlier sprite we were trying to do, that he named it grid. So for instance, for me, that would be like square. And then here I would have sprite mode, multiple, sprite editor. And then I can say, instead of 256, I can make it 512, for instance, and 512. Apply. That does not work. Square, why does this not work? I just want to make it bigger. It doesn't work because I actually want to just add a second one. How do I do that again? Slice, trim. I'm not sure how to add more sprites to this card. I think you can say create. No. I think what you're actually supposed to do is just add more. So like, for instance, if I would make this PNG. Oh yeah, okay, it's just a PNG. So I can actually edit it. See, I can open edit here. Okay, I understand. Okay. So this is the same. So The thing just is this one did got split. It was a 256, 256 PNG. If I would show if I actually would open it, damn. I just completely messed up my background. Okay, go back to my original one. So this is my, I'm sure you know, you can't see it. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly resize it. Pixels, I'm gonna go for a 512 by 256. Okay, and then I should be, this is probably not the best tool for it. Can I? And then I'm gonna color like bluish or something. Whoop. And when I say resize, pixels 512. Okay. And then I say V, save. This is just quickly temporary. Okay, so I've updated the sprite. See now it contains 2. And when I say 256, okay, then I have to probably H0. Nope, H0 does not work. Mesh type. Filter. Point, no filter. Normal quality, none, don't do that. Maybe it's because there's no modify transparency. Yes, should be. That's RGB. Maybe I should cut the edges, or should make sure there is room on the edges. Set all float values immediately, can only work on float data. I have no idea what it even is talking about. Let me see. Edit. We resize pixels. So 512 by 256. Right. Unity sprites multiple in single file. Just remember to use a square with size of power of 2. Right, Unity sprite map, because this is sprite map, right? I mean, like, I did not by accident did it wrong. Create. I don't even know where the sprites is. 2D, I guess. 2D sprites. Square. Okay. What if I just drag and drag and drop is not gonna work, because I mean, like, this is the same file. How can it be so difficult to just set up a sprite? Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. I will look into that as well. For now, I'm just going to go back to my original 256, 256. Sprites. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, save. So now, again, it's white, which of course, white is not going to... Well, no, white would work because it's alpha, that's transparent. So, but here, then here you have... But the idea is that you can actually name... What you can do is you can, for instance, here, I can rename it. It doesn't have a rename. F2, rename. No? Okay, so I thought that you could probably rename this. Instead of calling this a square, because there's multiple one, you have multiple things in here, you could rename each of them individually. And that's probably what he did, or that's what I assume he did, and that's why he ends up with tiles, which is the name of his, in his sprites. And that's why he called it tiles, and then grids, west wall, whatever, those kind of things, because he just renamed them. He has one asset, and then he just renamed it. Or he named the individual assets. So that means if we go back to our script, that in here it's not tiles grid, but it actually is just square. And the square would be our, how can it be? But I just don't understand, how can it be a tile? I don't think that actually is a tile. It's an asset. Can you put an, maybe cast it to a tile? What? That would be really fucked up. Because it clearly is not doing anything. We'll start by loading in each of the tiles from our resources folder. So it definitely did it. The tiles, because he has the resources, then he has the tiles map, and within the tiles map he has his sprites. So somehow he did something with it to actually make it work. Let's level data, doesn't matter. Grid, the tile palette. Ah, yes, because I think, okay, yes, okay, yes, oh my god, I know, I missed one important step. What he actually mentioned to do was, you have the, no, I did do this, I dragged this, well, this, I guess, on here. Yeah, here. So I did drag this on here. So that actually should work. I hate it that it doesn't snap. So 0, 0. Okay. I also hate the fact that he doesn't really because I mean, like in here you can also just change the color. Like I wouldn't need it. I mean, like I only need one single pile, and then I can change the color myself. That's all I need. Cell size 1, or everything 1. Okay. Now simply drag as also on the tile palette view, and we should be good to start creating levels. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, like the tile map, we called the palette board. Do we see somewhere a reference to that? He has grid tile maps. For string tile string in tiles, but that's for reading from the file. I don't read from the file. I don't need to have that. I set my X and Y. Fixed for now. I see grid set tile. No, okay. And then what? Exit file, resource lit files, levels plus okay. Split the file into 3. I don't care about that. That's lines. Separate the tiles. Then he says, okay, the tiles. Then I see, okay, I see in his script he does one more thing, which might be important to do. Oh, that's annoying. It starts as 4 spaces. 9. He did a grid tile map dot compress bounds, which might also cause the whole re-render or the thingy and whatever and stuff. And okay, play. Let's see. Doesn't do anything, does it? It should do it because it's y, grid x, grid tile map set tile, x, y, 0, grid is a tile. I'm gonna just debug it. Debug dot log, I think it was. Grid, making sure it actually enters. Let's see, debug dot log. Learning new things, it's always so interesting. X plus, I don't know how to of course, I could also be that my x and y is a bit off and then I actually have to do this again. But let's do that later. Console. Okay, so it's not debug.log. What was it again? Unity debug. Debug. Log with a capital L. I'm not really used to seeing like these methods and everything starting with a capital L. I'm more used to, you know, the, what is it called? It's snake case? No, camel case. It's not really camel case, I think. Yeah. I think camel case, this is camel case starting with an upper. Okay, so he does. Okay, so this is the problem. He says null, and then he goes through it, but of course he puts them all on null. So I don't understand why is it null. Resources, load tile, square. I mean, there should be. Why is there still a square here? This doesn't make any sense. I deleted the square. Okay. Okay, now it's gone. What the hell? Weird. Tile map. But so I he doesn't read. Doesn't. He doesn't load my assets. No. Load assets tile. My tile asset name, unless of course this should, unless of course it doesn't have to be square, but it has to be tile. And then he again made a mistake in his thingy. Anyway, I also copied some more debug stuff. Grid.name, grid, byte. Maybe it does make sense because he actually does something different with it. No, doesn't he? What does he do with it? He adds them to, although I'm not so sure. He says tiles, north wall, tiles, whatever, and blah blah blah. And then he says north tile map. He adds them again to a tile map. That's because it's different tile maps. Yeah, makes sense. No. Let's see what's how he reacts to this one. Console. Okay, and play. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Which one? What? Start. No reference exception. Okay. Assets slash render grid dot cs. That seems as if like something here is not correct. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. And I could start. Okay. But which one? What are you talking about? I don't see it. It doesn't give me a stack trace really. I mean, like, it just an object reference not set to an instance of an object. What does that even mean? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. There are two specific phrases in the error message: object reference and instance of an object. It's very basic and dealing with. If you try to access before assigning, I don't try to access it before assigning. I definitely did assign it. Like, why do I have it open twice? That's also confusing. Close one. I definitely do not try to, unless of course I, by accident, duplicated a certain name or something. No, no. As far as I can see, I can't see anything. Especially also be weird because I mean, like, why would it? Unless of course grid is not allowed because I have a grid called here. Then I will just call this tile. Just to check. The name grid does not exist. Okay, 33, 33, 33 is here, this one, yeah, okay. Tile. What does it say now? Okay, play. I don't know. Okay, so apparently this just happens because you have a null pointer exception. So this also would return null, I guess. If I do this, then it will probably log null, which is annoying. Okay, for some reason it actually doesn't print anything. Okay, see, yes, it does print null. So why is this still null? I have my assets. The asset's called tile. Unity load tile palette in script. Yes, yes, yeah, okay. Set tile, yes, I know. I know you have to. God damn it. Set a tile. But how to load it? Well, okay, that's of course also an option, but that's not really what I want. What he does is just load it in from the instead of loading the resources. What they say is like, oh, you can also just put it in here for it, saying public tile map, grid tile map. You can say like, oh, just duplicate tile here. Although I think if you do that, and do something like public tile, and then uncomment this one, of course. If you do that, then I have to, of course, make sure I'm not running. Then I think you can't refer to an asset. but I could be wrong. See, you can't refer to an asset, which is problematic because I don't want to have an empty tile here. I want to load it for my assets. So this one does not work, in my opinion. That's not what you want to do. Unity, resources, load, assets. Okay, loads the asset of a requested type stored at path in a resources folder. For example, resource called assets, resources, assets, guns, resources. The path does not need to include assets and resources in the string. For example, loading a game object assets, guns, resources. Shotgun prefab will only require shotgun. The path also. So I have assets and then I have tile. Tile.prefab, yeah. Okay, so why does tile not work? Load a text file, load from JSON file, PNG. He does add the but it's a prefab, so I don't think load a sprite. It's not really loading a sprite. Huh. Hmm. Resources load. Load tile from assets in the game. Yeah, not a lot of information. Apparently, you need to create a resources folder. Assets not good enough. Really? No, according to the documentation. Where was it? The documentation says load the assets in a resources folder. Okay, so maybe he's right. Just create folder and you say resources. And if I then put my tile in the resources folder, let's try it. That still didn't do anything. Assets, resources. There's definitely a tile in there now. I'm actually gonna put a square also in the resources. How did he do it? Did he also put them in the resources? I didn't see that. Oh, he did. Okay, so he had assets, yeah, and then underscore project, and then he had resources, and he had level scenes, whatever stuff. Okay, so he definitely did had asset and had the resource, and underneath the resource, he actually put them into a subdirectory, which I'm not gonna do. There's no point in that. But so now it is in resources, so this should be definitely good. That's also why he puts in tiles, yes, because he goes into his resource and he says tiles slash whatever he needs. But I don't need that. I just have tile. That should be good. Maybe. Yes, maybe. Okay. Maybe I did not save it last time. I don't know what I changed last time. Okay. Up. Play. Code it loops over it. It still says no. Okay. I'm gonna actually remove this because that's useless. I mean, like, I know it does it. The annoying thing is that it just won't load the tile. Hmm. Hmm. What are people saying? Okay, so yes, it should work. I will prefab tile in resource one of the last thing I checked. Weird. I don't understand why it would still be null. Why it can't find it. It should just be able to load it. Only assets that are in the resources folder can be accessed through resources.load. However, many more assets might end up in the resources.assets file since they are dependencies. So, I was talking about level. Which, I don't know. Definitely had the name correct. Tile seems to be correct. Do I need quotes? Of course I need quotes. I mean, it's a string still. Would be weird if it didn't need quotes. Yeah, it does need quotes. Resource, this should, I don't understand it. This should just work. It's in the resources folder. It's called tile. I'm actually curious to see if it can actually load. Yes, no, I can't load square because that's not a thingy. Or do you think I actually have to call it? Oh my god, you think what was it layer one? I don't know what the layer one is, and I just deleted it. You think I just have to call tile slash square? You really think that's how it's gonna be? Because it's a tile map, it actually has to point to this individual square one. Nope, still no. Because he does do tiles slash grid, and his tiles, his assets, he actually has a sprites assets which he doesn't even look at. So maybe I just need square. Maybe I even just need square only. I always have to restart because I only do it at start. So nope, still no. How the hell? Sprites square. I can also do this, of course. I'm just trying out a couple of things now because now here I have square and then I filled this one in, which is actually not necessary. I can keep everything in, especially in my case. The sprites are so simple. I actually don't need the squares in here because I don't really have texture on them, so I can easily do this, and then maybe it will also be less confusing. Blank. You're getting it all. I'm feeling this using trying to figure out the whole time. I think I've been playing around with it so far, dragging and dropping various styles in the tile variables in the script. Now I'm trying to figure out how to hardcode the tiles in the script, like simply I need the tile object, not the game object, so I can use set tile. Okay. Yeah, the game objects, okay. And then basically what they're saying is the exact same thing. And it's like, okay, well, somebody here. Well, resource doesn't seem to be helping either, just return null, rather than do code. Yeah, so here it tries, and then it returns null when this code's run. No times. Okay, but this is really really old and ugly way he does it. But the resources.load should just work. Load a texture, load a sprite assets slash resources slash sprites slash sprite 01. But there is never ever ever a real good example where I can see how it's being done on a tile palette. Oh, that's annoying. I really want to have this done before I stop. Unity load tile from tile palette. Palette double P, yes, or double T. Wow, yes, really has a very nice palette. Mine is ugly. Ugly like hell. How does it do it? Create. Tile palette. Rectangle. Place a section of tiles onto tile palette so you can pick tiles from the palette. Depending on looking at the tile palette, open the tile palette window in the window to the tile palette. That's how he did it. Tile and here 2D tile palette. And here's tile. Ah yeah, see, okay. And then ugly. Not sure what this actually means. And then here you can actually paint it. Can I just drag and drop? No. So how does he do it? Tile palette is empty by default. Select a new tile palette drop-down menu to open a list of tile palettes available in the project. Or for the option to create a new palette. Okay, select the create new palette. Let's select an option to create new palette. Dialog box appears. Yes, I have all of that. I don't care about this and all the options. Name the newly created palette and select your settings. Okay. Drag and drop textures or sprites from the assets folders onto the tile palette and choose where to save the new tile assets when prompted. New tile assets are generated in the selected save location and the tiles are placed in the grid. The annoying thing is also here, it says like it doesn't have this anymore. So I'm gonna put this back in assets because I remembered if I checked here somewhere, I don't know where, but like now if I do like window 2D tile palette, no, okay, the problem is that I'm in the scene. That's the problem, the real problem. Okay, so new 2D tile palette. Okay, so now it indeed says the tile map. Okay, so this can go back to resources. 2D tile palette. Yes, this tile map has tile. You can also create new palettes, which I'm not gonna do. Cancel. What the hell did I do? All of a sudden I have here script grid brush. That's fine. Yeah. Line brush, default brush, game object. But so this, and so here you can only drag and drop stuff into the world, which is nice but not necessary, because I mean, like, I already have the data, I already have it here. The only problem is that this is indeed 0.5 0.5. The blank can be at 0.5 and 0.5. Okay, yeah. Active brush inspector, that's brush, I don't care about brush. It's all nice. Open window as dockable, I don't care. Okay, yeah. That's creating. Painting on tile maps. Scriptable tiles, maybe that's the one. It's nope. Nope. Oh my god, Unity. Something completely different. That's like an old bug. I just don't understand it. Unity resource load tile from tile palette returns no. Why? Why? It's not a game object because a game object has to be on the left here in your scene. So it's not a game object, it's a sprite. But the sprite loading doesn't work. I'm gonna see if I can find my regular on my square. Let's see if I can find it then. And I say here var square equals resources dot load, and this will be a texture 2D, I guess. Okay, so let's try this one. Now there should be two logs. One, well, hopefully, well, both are null. So I mean, it just doesn't work. How come it doesn't work? Can I somehow see what it marks it as? I mean, like, for instance, is this really a sprite? It's a sprite. The texture type, I mean, it clearly says sprite here. Well, this could be a bit more funky, although it also says, you know, the tile is probably the name of my prefab. But why is it not loading it? Okay, so what they're actually saying is like instead of just doing, you can just do like this, and then if it doesn't return anything, then it will definitely be an issue with like Unity not finding the actual resource. I'm just thinking maybe I should also remove the .png, the extension. Okay, well, so it clearly still has null. If I remove the .png, well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't because I mean, like, I had this. This is exactly what I had before, because I have in my sprites, I have in my tile map, I also have the square. So, oh, what the hell? Why? Okay, so this is now. So he finds the square. He does find the square. So you think it actually would just be tile slash blank or something? Or do you think I just? Oh my god. Okay, but so this is a good start. Really good start, because I mean, like, okay, so we had square. What if I do tile here? Because it will actually tell me what type it is. And then I know whether it can cast it or not. Oh, cast. Tile. Unity Engine game objects. Why is my tile considered a game object and not a tile? I clearly said create 2D tiles. Create tile. No, tile palette. Do we really need to create a tile? Because it's a rule tile or a regular tile, I don't think exists. A tile palette. Rectangular. Tiles. And then if I put a square, well, no, I don't need to do that, a square. Layer 1. I just say to the object, I say sprites, square, square, no, just rename, and I say here, basic. not sure if you actually need the layer or not. So, okay, so I have a new, I have tiles, I have tiles, I have basic. Basic you won't be able to load. This also because, of course, because of this. Oh my god, I should have, okay. Tile slash blank, that was the name. And also that. Okay, but this is a good debugging way, actually, a good way to figure out what he can and what cannot figure out. Okay, then of course he's complaining about stuff here, and I'm like, okay, just ignore this. So the script now literally does nothing. It's just a way to figure out the type and stuff and see if you can find it. Tiles is a game object. He still cannot find tile blank. Tiles slash layer 1 or tiles dot layer 1. What do I do here as well? Tiles dot blank. It's a bit interesting that he sees it as a game object. Unity load tile palette gives game object instead of tile. No. Okay, so none of that works. So I just don't understand how come he's able to load it and I can't. Maybe this is very outdated and it's very old. 2021. I mean, like, yes, this is very old. Still, it's an interesting problem. The problem also is, of course, he didn't really share any of his source code, so I can't see what the current state is. It could be that this is completely outdated and it doesn't work at the moment anymore. Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting problem because he can load the resources like that from some reason. For some reason, I can't. If I try to load it, well, I mean, like, of course, I don't have. Because he did create a tile palette, yes. The tile palette will be on, then create new palette, create new palette. Yes. Now simply drag our sprite tile set. Our sprite tile set. Yeah, and then he just drags and drop it on there. And that's all he says you have to do. Just drag and drop it on there. I'm actually gonna try that just to see. So I mean, like, yeah. I mean, technically it's just the same as what I have here. So if I do this, which is, yeah, okay, not correct, of course, but if I drag this into tiles, which I can't even do, maybe it's this then. Nope. I can't even. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe I have to open it as well. Maybe that's what he means. It's very, very confusing. I mean, like, if you're trying to follow this as a newbie and you follow his guide, then you're fucked. Okay, but see, that's what I don't understand because he. Why? What did I do? Nothing apparently. So, no compression, wrap modes, clamp point, no filter. Pixel units, yeah, he says 512, but that's not really true. Well, also become tiny. And also be multiple, yes, apply. If I drag it on, yeah, see, he doesn't even recognize it, he can't handle it. So, I mean, like, this just doesn't work. Thank you for the tutorial, but it doesn't work. So it seems to be more related to the tile palette. It's easy to create a tile palette, but I don't know how to load from it. Creating tiles, creating tile maps, creating tiles, painting on tile maps. Select tool. I mean, none of this actually explains it. Unity tile palette, load tiles in script. And I always end up on the exact same forums, the exact same things. Not many people seem to be doing this. It's how to use them to load tiles by code. Yeah, probably one of the, yeah, I already saw this 100 times. Okay, so I think for now, I'm gonna leave it for here. I'm really gonna leave it here because this is really getting on my nerves. Grid tile map, tile map. Yes, this is a tile map. It's getting on my nerves. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna see if I can do a bit more scripting tutorials. I did some last week, but they were very, very, very simple, and they were more about like, "Ooh, this is a for loop. This is this loop," and I'm like, "Yes, I know, I know." I don't have maybe I don't have experience C sharp, but I definitely know what loops are and those kind of things. So okay, hopefully next week we can definitely wrap this up. And then the script hopefully will start working. So for now, what have we learned? Well, we've learned that we can easily do this. We can see that it actually is a game object and not a tile map. So that's annoying because I mean, like, shouldn't really be a game object. It should be like a tile palette or something. Because I can't really do anything, I guess, with a game object. I don't know. Not so sure what I can do with a game object because I really need this to be not a game object, but be a tile map. So hopefully I can look some information up about tile maps, find a couple of things that should work, that hopefully can work, and then we will try that again next week. See you then. Bye.